Happy Saturday, wrestling fans! World Championship Wrestling on the air!
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Television Championship.
I'm Josh. I'll be with you for the next 1 hour and 20 minutes. We have 6 great matches coming your way, 5 title matches. Kicking things off with our TV title matchup, young Sam Houston, who defeated Black Bart last week to earn this title shot, will take on TV champion gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. Also tonight, we will see a U.S. Tag Team title match. The champions, the Skyscrapers, Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey, will take on Tommy Rich and Mike Rotunda. For the U.S. Championship, Sting, the champion, will put the title on the line against Magnum TA. Friendships will be put aside in that one. Also for the World Tag Team Championship, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, will defend against the Midnight Express, Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Loverboy Dennis Condrey. And in our main event, for the World Heavyweight title, the Total Package Lex Luger will take on the #1 contender, Nature Boy Ric Flair. What a win last week Ric Flair enjoyed over Big Van Vader to earn the #1 seed, the #1 ranking in WCW. Sold out crowd here tonight in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Thank you so much for tuning in. And the champion makes his way to the ring along with his main squeeze, Precious. Last week we saw Jimmy Garvin defeat Brad Armstrong, the former champion. We have another top contenders match coming your way also this evening. Tully Blanchard, a member of the Four Horsemen, will take on the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. And the winner of that matchup next week will receive a TV title shot against either Garvin or Houston, whoever the champion is. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Texas, weighing in at 218 pounds, Sam Houston. Introducing the champion from Bad Street, Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 235 pounds, he is the World Television Champion, gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
TV title on the line in this one. Our referee is Bill Scott. He walks over and collects the title. Presents it to the challenger. What a great match this should be. Houston has the quickness and agility advantage. Jimmy Garvin, of course, uses the Brainbuster and the DDT. Houston must avoid those maneuvers. Houston, of course, the master of the Bulldog. That move could very well earn him a TV title here. Collar and elbow tie-up. Headlock here by Houston. Exchanges it into an overhand wrist lock. Trying to drive Garvin down to one knee. Garvin springs back up. And again, Garvin fighting it, trying to... Good maneuver there. He was trying to get the advantage and does. Good hammerlock. Nice reversal by Houston. A hammerlock of his own. 15-minute time limit in this contest. Our opening bout here on World Championship Wrestling. And Garvin really locked in. Nice reversal. And the armbar drives Houston to the mat. Houston grounded. Rolls free and escapes. Good exchange there by both men. Beautiful drop kick out of nowhere by Garvin. That was a surprise maneuver. You do not see Garvin use the drop kick often. Taking a page out of Houston's playbook. Houston, of course, a master of that drop kick. And Garvin already getting into his head. Nice sucker punch there by Houston. Again, you don't see that from him. Some payback, I suppose. And now rolls him over. Hooks the leg after the cover. And gets a 1 count. TV title at stake if you're just joining us. Hope you're having a great weekend thus far. And it continues. Introducing Garvin to that top turnbuckle 10 times. And now Houston. A seesaw maneuver there. Drops both legs down. on the legs of Garvin, extending them outward. It was like he was making a wishbone wish, spreading them apart. And now Garvin wisely goes out of the ring as Houston was racing for the top rope. But still, Houston redirects and nails Garvin anyway, nearly hit Precious. She needs to back away from the action. She was nearly struck by Sam Houston. According to the referee's discretion, that could have resulted in a disqualification. Garvin would have retained via DQ. They have until the count of 10 to get back in the ring. And Garvin just slamming Houston repeatedly against the steel barricade, and a third time, and down goes the challenger. Garvin, checking on Precious, making sure she's okay. Garvin would be content on a countout win, but Houston back in the ring. Good neck breaker by the challenger, stopping the pace of Garvin. And now Sam, elbow to the back of the head, and Garvin again rolls out of bounds. And Precious better look out. She is in harm's way. Houston claps Garvin's ears. Precious wisely backing away now. Snap suplex on the floor. Garvin with a kick. Might have been low. Referee didn't see it. Houston's down. Drives a knee to the lower back. If you've ever been kicked there, you know how painful it is. Belly to belly suplex. Off the ropes is Houston. Good running elbow drop. Once, I think it was in 4th grade, I want to say, maybe 3rd grade. For some reason, the entire classroom was up out of their seats, running around the classroom, including me. Good move there by Houston. This was back in the 1980s. Probably 86, I would say. Maybe 87. Cover here by Houston. I'll continue the story after this cover. Oh, easy kick out there by the champion. So I'm running around this classroom. I don't know why. The teacher allowed it. And back then, people put their chairs on top of the desks. Maybe they still do it at the end of the day. But this time, one of the legs was sticking out. One of the legs of the chair was sticking out. You know where this is going. I'm running blindly through the room, and I run directly crotch first into that chair leg. It about knocked the wind out of me. I didn't tell anybody, and thankfully nobody saw it. Good move here by Garvin. Or if they did see it, they didn't say anything. So the next time, I think I went to the bathroom before going home. Went to the bathroom, and I was at the urinal peeing, and out came blood. I was peeing in a stream of blood. Everything else seemed okay, thankfully. Cover here by Garvin, and a 2 count. So there's your interesting story of the day. Garvin now. Face first goes Houston. And Houston rolls under the bottom rope. He is on the apron. Now Garvin off the ropes, went for a right hand. Nobody home. He misjudged that one. But that second attempt landed, and Houston went flying off the apron. Up and over the barricade goes Sam Houston. He's among the crowd. Fans need to back off there. And they're battling on the floor now. Referee exercising the 10 count. Up to 4. Garvin picks him up. Might be going for the brainbuster on the floor. It's a suplex. And the lower back of Houston cracked against that area of the floor that's not padded. He hit the concrete. Garvin's got to get back in the ring. Went for our flying clothesline. Nobody home. Houston moved out of the way. And Houston grabs the arm. He's got it locked in. Houston looking for that submission win. He wants the TV title. And Garvin able to roll free. Good escape there by Jimmy. And a running one-handed bulldog there by Gorgeous Jimmy. Now measures him and drives a knee to the back of the head. Garvin calling out to this sold-out crowd. Clubbing blow there by Jimmy. And another one-handed bulldog drives him face first to the mat. And now measures him. Might be going for the DDT. There's the kick again. I think it caught him in the belly button. DDT, he rocked him. Less than 8 minutes remain in the time limit. Garvin going for the cover. Wraps up the leg. Can he hold him down? He got him. A successful title defense, his second. Jimmy Garvin still your TV champion. Houston with a great effort. Good clothesline. Great move there. But Garvin comes out on top. Japanese arm drag off the ropes. And two one-handed bulldogs in the DDT puts away Sam Houston. Let's go down and get the official word.
Here is your winner and still World Television Champion, Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
Don't go anywhere, wrestling fans. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Virginia Beach, Virginia. The action continues. Singles action. Tully Blanchard taking on Dusty Rhodes.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Perfect 10. And from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 241 pounds, Tully Blanchard.
The winner of this match will receive a TV title shot next week against Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. Tully Blanchard will have his Perfect 10 baby doll in his corner along with his manager James J. Dillon. It will be interesting to see if the American Dream Dusty Rhodes will have anyone in his corner. No love lost between these two men. They have hated one another's guts for years, and they will attempt to settle the score here this evening before a sold-out crowd and a live audience.
And his opponent from Austin, Texas, weighing in at 270 pounds, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
What an ovation for the Dream as he makes his way to the ring. He would love to get that title shot against Garvin, but so would Tully Blanchard. Happy April to you. If no one said that to you, I'll be the first one. We are in the month of April. Things heating up in World Championship Wrestling. We are looking forward to the Great American Bash Tour in July. Each Saturday will take us to a different city. Also in June, we'll have the Bash of the Beach Tour. Referee Bill Scott calls for the bell. Collar and elbow tie-up. Wrist lock here by Blanchard. Nice reversal by the American Dream. Overhand wrist lock. And Rhodes takes Blanchard down. 15-minute time limit in this one. And Rhodes going after the leg. Swift kick to the chest. Might have caught him in the throat as well. And the elbow across the forehead. And the Dream in control. Swinging neckbreaker by Dusty Rhodes. Rhodes taps the elbow. He might be going for the bionic elbow early on. James J. Dillon yelling at a fan in attendance. We are with you for over an hour here this Saturday. Scoops him up and drops him throat first over the top rope. Cover here by the Dream. Easy kick out by Tully. Blanchard is the master of the slingshot suplex, but can he hoist Dusty Rhodes up? Spinning toe hold here by Blanchard. Coming up, still to come, I should say. 4 more title matches. U.S. Tag Team titles on the line. U.S. Championship will be decided. World Tag Team title. matchup. And of course our big main event. Lex Luger, the World Heavyweight Champion, taking on Nature Boy Ric Flair. Blanchard going to the eyes. Referee needs to get in there. Break that up. Tully now picks him up. But Rhodes with an arm drag. Great maneuver there by the American Dream. So Ric Flair getting ready for that big matchup. What an opportunity for him. He is a former two-time champion. Tonight he could make it 3 if he can knock off Lex Luger. Missy Hyatt's man. We'll see Hyatt later on tonight. I'm sure she'll be in it at ringside for the U.S. title match as her man Sting defends against Magnum TA. And of course, she'll be in the corner of the Total Package Lex Luger for that main event. Also, Medusa is here. She is the manager of the U.S. Tag Team Champions, the Skyscrapers, Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey. Rhodes winds up. Big right hand. That floored Tully Blanchard. Both men need to get back in the ring. He throws Tully in. The Midnight Express challenging for the World Tag Team titles later. A 1 count by Rhodes. Tully kicks out. Tully with a punch to the breadbasket. Knocked the wind out of Dusty Rhodes. And a butterfly suplex. Great maneuver. Blanchard very methodical. Again going to the eyes. And referee Bill Scott being very lenient. Drops the elbow to the lower back. Blanchard not above fighting dirty, as he's demonstrated twice so far. Good back elbow. He caught Rhodes coming in. A great wrestling maneuver. And locks in the head scissors. Rhodes grounded. But Rhodes able to roll free. Rhodes catches him. Good side salto suplex. As we approach 10 minutes remaining on the time limit. Front face lock by Blanchard again to the eyes. Another cheap shot by Blanchard. Now attacking the arm. Rhodes, of course, a master of the figure four, but so is Tully Blanchard. And he is working on the legs now. Drops the elbow across the chest. Submission hold here by Blanchard. Wrenching back. Good high elevation by Blanchard. Rhodes again charging in, and Tully used his own momentum against him. Had the man up in the lights. And now Blanchard choking away on Rhodes. Lateral press, middle of the ring. 1, 2. A near fall. Rhodes kicked out. Elbow to the lower back. Now Blanchard again attacking the legs, but Dusty kicks him off. Coming up next, fans, is the U.S. Tag Team title match. The Skyscrapers, Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey, along with their manager, Medusa. Well, Medusa won't be involved in the match, at least we hope not. But her men will be, as they put the titles on the line against Tommy Rich and Mike Rotunda. Rhodes puts him up on his shoulders, airplane spin. Round and around, Tully goes. And down to the mat is where he lands. Rhodes now. Punched him in the gut. That knocked Blanchard for a loop. You hear the wind just gushing out of Tully. Nice suplex, and Tully rolls out to the floor. But Dusty Rhodes in pursuit. And now Tully quickens his pace around the ring. He'll talk things over with James J. Dillon. Now Dusty breaks the count. Good sucker punch there by Tully Blanchard. Dusty never saw it coming, and he just swung him into that steel barricade. Now throws him back in the ring as we approach 8 minutes remaining in the time limit. In the event of a time limit draw, we will draw a name at random to challenge for the TV title next week. Tully's going for the slingshot suplex. Can he get him up? He's got him up. And down to the mat. That's going to be all for Dusty Rhodes. Tully's going to get the title shot. Middle of the ring. Cover. Wraps up the leg. And 3. No! Near fall. And Blanchard barking at the referee that it was a slow count. Tully stomps the mat in frustration. And now he's taking out the frustration on Dusty Rhodes. Trying to attack that arm that he uses for that bionic elbow. Trying to weaken it. And now in the middle of the ring, looking for a submission victory over the American Dream. As we approach 7 minutes remaining in the time limit, Dusty slips free, but Tully stays on him. Ringing the arm. And now somersaults him over. Went for the kick, nobody home. Dusty from behind, has him up. Good back suplex by the American Dream. Good armbar. This one could very well go to a time limit draw. If so, we will draw a name at random before we go off the air. And that man will receive a TV title shot next week. A kick out by Tully. Strong kick to the neck. And now the Dream has him once again. Beautiful suplex by Dusty. And now it's all Dusty Rhodes. Winding up now. Has Blanchard reeling. And a double punch to the throat. Dusty drags him toward the middle of the ring. He goes for the cover. Baby Doll screaming at Tully to kick out. Can he do it too? And Dusty pinned him. It'll be Dusty Rhodes getting that TV title shot next week against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. Tremendous win here this evening over arch rival Tully Blanchard. Another moment of frustration for the Four Horsemen as Tully loses this one. Tremendous win by Rhodes. There you saw it earlier on. Blanchard executes the slingshot suplex, but Rhodes kicked out at 2.5.
Here is your winner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Don't go anywhere, wrestling fans. U.S. Tag Team titles are on the line next. It is time for tag team action. The United States Tag Team titles are on the line as Mike Rotunda and Tommy Rich challenge the champions, the Skyscrapers, Medusa's very own team of Dan Spivey and Sid Vicious. Rich and Rotunda will have to use their quickness and agility to dethrone the massive Skyscrapers. 6'9" Sid Vicious, 6'7", maybe 6'8" Dan Spivey. And Medusa will be in the corner of the champions, no one in the corner of the challengers. A chorus of boos ring out. It rings out as the Skyscrapers make their way to the ring along with their manager Medusa. And they also brought along Larry Zbyszko, the living legend. So, great backup for the champions. And that is going to make it even more difficult for the challengers. However, Rich and Rotunda have the crowd in their corner. Vicious and Spivey, the only champions in Medusa's militia. They want to retain the titles here tonight in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Coming up next, a dream match. U.S. Champion Sting will face the boss, Magnum TA, with the title on the line. And still to come, the World Tag Team titles on the line. The Road Warriors, the champions, taking on the Midnight Express, Loverboy Dennis and Beautiful Bobby. And of course, the big main event. World Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger, will defend against Nature Boy Ric Flair. So many reasons to stay tuned here this Saturday for World Championship Wrestling. This is the Major League of Professional Wrestling. Vicious and Spivey, so impressive. Let's send this down to our ring announcer.
United States Tag Team Tommy, the Captain Mike, on the way to the ring. At a combined weight of 479 pounds, Tommy and the Captain Mike. Tommy, the Captain Mike, and their opponents. At a combined weight of 610 pounds, they are the champions, S.I.D. and Dangerous Dan Spivey.
Great tag team action awaits as Bill Scott collects the titles. They're on the line in this one, our second of 5 title matches. Referee calls for the bell. Rich went for a kick to the midsection, but Sid Vicious just caught him and military presses him above the head and slams him down. A 20-minute time limit for this title match. Vicious slams Rich's face against the mat. Rich gets up quickly. Clubbing blow there by the 6'9" monster. Big scoop slam. This is not where Tommy Rich wants to find himself. Being dominated by 300 pounds of Sid Vicious. Vicious now measures him. Picks him up. Whips him into the corner. Charge again. Vicious clothesline. And Tommy Rich being manhandled here by Big Sid. But Tommy Rich claps the ears and a good drop toe hold. Good smart wrestling move. And that is what Rich and Rotunda will have to do if they want to win this matchup. Tag made to Captain Mike Rotunda, but Vicious ready for him. Plants him face first. Now Vicious stomping the hand. Now clubbing the back. He also struck the back of the head of Rotunda. Strong kick to the midsection. And another. Short arm clothesline. Slams the wrist against the mat. And now Vicious locking on the nerve hold. That shoulder claw. But Tommy Rich comes in to break it up. Rich with a good backhanded strike. And Sid Vicious just shakes it off like a gnat stuck him. Good inverted DDT by Mike Rotunda. Now choking away on Big Sid. Strong elbow drop. And a second. Picks him up, but Vicious with a good backdrop. Shoulder claw now on Rotunda. Slams him down. Vicious drags him toward the corner of the Skyscrapers. Tag made the Dangerous Dan. Tommy Rich being warned to get back into its corner. And Rotunda was nearly struck by Medusa. Medusa was going to shove him. Big right hand by Spivey. Here comes Tommy Rich over to help his man. And Spivey just shoved Rich down. Larry Zbyszko, Mike Rotunda duking it out here. Rotunda taking it to Zbyszko. Now both men back in the ring. Tommy Rich, worse for wear out there, tried to help his partner and got manhandled. Shoulder claw this time applied by Spivey. Spivey and Rotunda, former tag team partners back in the day. I believe they were in the World Wrestling Federation together. Now enemies as Rotunda gonna suplex Spivey back into the ring from off the apron. Beautiful move there. And Rotunda cranking the head. 3 more title matches to come your way. Whips him into the corner. So tonight on MeTV, Svengoolie is running an American Werewolf in London, not Paris, London. Cover here by Rich, 1. A 1 count only. That is 8 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast. Lost the eyes. Clubbing blow there by Rich. Spinning around. Good waist lock and a nice suplex. I don't know if Svengoolie's hosting that one or if the Sven Squad will be hosting. Cover here by Rich. 1. I guess you'll need to tune in to check it out. If it's the Sven Squad, it's going to be Swengoolie, The Imp, and Nostalgia Farachu hosting. And Mike Rotunda pulls Sid Vicious off the apron, and now Rotunda in the ring from behind. A Russian leg sweep onto Spivey. Rotunda not the legal man, but a cover by the legal man, Rich, and gets a 1 count only. 15 minutes remaining in the time limit. Rich going up top. Look out, Sid Vicious coming over. Rotunda's trying to come over to help his partner, but too late. Sid just knocked him, pushed him off the top rope, and referee warning Mike Rotunda. Sid just shoved Rotunda and steps over the top rope. Rotunda going after Sid and pulls him off the apron. Cover here by Spivey. A kick out by Tommy. And you see Rotunda rush in there and kick Spivey in the back. Rotunda and Spivey having words. I was laughing because of what was said there. Not going to repeat it on national television. Tag made to Rotunda. Good elbow drop across the chest. And a second. And Rotunda with a third. Fans roar their approval. They would love to see a title change here tonight. This young, hungry team of Rotunda and Rich. And Spivey going after both men now. A clubbing blow rocked Rotunda, knocked him for a loop into the corner. But maybe he was playing possum as he sets he sets Spivey up on the top rope. And Rotunda looking for a superplex. Nice move there. Great strength on display by the captain. Spivey trying to crawl over and make the tag, but Rotunda cuts him off. Double axe handle to the back. Good clothesline by Spivey. He rocked him. And Spivey looking for the choke slam perhaps. Has him up and drives him to the mat. And Rich in no position to help his partner if Spivey goes for a submission, and that's what he's doing. But now Rich is in there swinging wildly, and he does break up the move. But Spivey's ready for Rich. Has him up. It's going to be a power bomb. He planted him. He planted Rich. And now a tag to Big Sid Vicious. Medusa liking what she's seeing right now. But Rotunda fighting back. Goes to the eyes. That cheap shot in a second time. Rotunda with a roll-up. Can he hold the man down? Might have the tights. Spivey not trying to help his partner. Gets a 2 count. Good drop kick to the chest. Rotunda couldn't get up very high on a big man like Sid Vicious. Drives a knee against the mat. Now kicks the leg. Sid kicks him off. Sid now looking for the camel clutch. Here comes Rich in. And he breaks up the move once again. And Sid gonna make Rich pay again. High knee left. And Rich just collapses into the corner. Rotunda with an arm drag. Might have been an arm whip. Good elbow drop there by Mike. U.S. Tag Team titles on the line. Into the corner goes Big Sid. And Tommy Rich being warned about staying in the ring. And now the referee ordering Dan Spivey to stay out. Good neck breaker by a swinging neck breaker by Captain Mike Rotunda. And Mike just taunting Sid Vicious. Probably not a smart thing to do. Has him set up in a Russian leg sweep. And now Larry Zbyszko up on the apron. Right hand. Amusa nearly got clobbered herself. She was standing right in the way as Rotunda went crashing off the apron. And Rotunda measuring Sid Vicious has him up, looking for that big fall-away slam. The stock market crash, he calls it. A cover. Spivey unable to help his partner. 2. We have new champions. We have new champions crowned here tonight in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Mike Rotunda and Tommy Rich are the new U.S. Tag Team Champions. And Medusa's beside herself. She just kicked the apron. And she is yelling at Dan Spivey for not getting in there and helping his partner. They have lost the U.S. Tag Team titles here tonight in Virginia Beach. What a match. It's deafening here in the arena as we have new U.S. Tag Team Champions. There you see it, the setup for it. The Russian leg sweep and then the fall-away slam. Let's get the official word.
Here are your winners and the new United States Tag Team Tommy and the Captain Mike.
What an ovation for the new champions. Don't go anywhere. We have 3 more title matches to go. The United States Championship is on the line.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the United States Championship.
Magnum TA comes in as a challenger, but he is a former World Heavyweight Champion, something that Sting cannot say in this WCW, but Sting has held the U.S. title for quite some time, and he is hoping this will be just another title defense. But this is the first time in quite some time that he has faced a friend. Friendships will have to be pushed aside in this one. Magnum TA, the master of the belly-to-belly suplex. If he can lock it on Sting, we'll have a new champion crowned here tonight. But Magnum must avoid the Scorpion Deathlock at all costs. Very few men have escaped from that maneuver. I would say the strength advantage goes a slight edge to Sting. Magnum TA, a strong guy as well. Fans not sure who to root for in this one, but there is a thunderous ovation for Sting and Missy Hyatt as they make their way to the ring. It is deafening. So I think Sting is favored here in Virginia Beach, which is quite surprising because Magnum TA hails from Virginia. They love the Stinger. A lot of little Stingers in attendance here this evening for WCW Saturday night. And Sting will have Missy Hyatt in his corner. No one in the corner of the boss. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Virginia Beach, Virginia, weighing in at 245 pounds, Magnum TA. Introducing the champion from Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, he is the United States Champion. This is Sting.
Sting putting the championship on the line against the number one contender, Magnum TA. We have 2 matches remaining here this evening. We will stay with you as long as we need to, but we are guaranteed at least until 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time, but we will go into overtime if needed. Referee Bill Scott holds the title high. It is on the line. Still to come, Lex Luger, the world champion. We'll see Missy Hyatt again in his corner as he takes on Ric Flair. And the fans clearly behind the Stinger. Good inverted DDT there by Sting and modification of that Scorpion Death Drop. Magnum gets to the ropes. Referee calls for the break. 20-minute time limit in this contest. Reversal by the boss. Charging in. Vicious clothesline. And down goes the champion. And Magnum sneaks behind now. Turns the leg over. And now goes to work. Smart move there. Leaping leg drop by Magnum TA. Magnum trying to target the legs. I don't think he's so much targeting it because of the previous injury that Sting sustained to the knee. ACL injury. But I think he's just trying to weaken the legs so that Sting cannot effectively use that Scorpion Deathlock. Drives the elbow to the midsection, and again. Sting now, wasting no time, locks him up. Good standing vertical suplex. This is what wrestling's all about. Sting and Magnum TA for the U.S. title. Working on the arm. And again, Sting now, some payback. He knows that Magnum needs the use of both arms to effectively use that belly-to-belly suplex. Sting now being held back by referee Bill Scott. And a vicious clothesline by the boss. He floored the Stinger and now calls out to the crowd. Also, might have said something to Missy. Snaps the head down. Sting right back up and a knee to the midsection. Sting just shook it off. Sting as tough as they come. Drives him to the mat. Last week it was Magnum TA knocking off Nikita Koloff to become the number one contender and earn this title shot here this evening. Next week we'll have a whole new set of top contender matchups to determine who will get the title shots 2 weeks from tonight. Drives the fist between the eyes. Now snaps the head down. And Magnum going up top. High risk move. Big splash and a pin. He's got the leg hooked. Can he hold him down? New champion 2. A 2 count. Sting able to kick out. Head scissors by the boss. And the challenger taking it to the champ. Magnum picks him up. And drops him. Gut first over the knee. Lateral press by the challenger. Grapevines the leg. Good smart move. And a 2 count only. Strong kick. As I mentioned earlier, in June, the first Saturday in June, we will kick off the Bash at the Beach Tour as we travel to several lake and oceanside cities around our great country. Good splash there by Magnum and a cover. Hooks the leg and Missy Hyatt. Magnum's got him pinned for the 3 count, but Missy had the referee distracted. And Magnum TA going out and he's letting Missy Hyatt know he did not appreciate that. She just cost him the U.S. Championship right there. But that is her job to make sure that title stays in the camp of Hot Stuff International. Suplex and bridge. He's got the man pinned. 1, 2, and another 2 count. Sting able to kick out. What a matchup here on WCW Saturday night. Tune in each and every Saturday, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And Magnum wraps the legs over the ropes. And Magnum going to the very top rope. He is looking for the superplex of all superplexes right into your living room. Great move there. And a cover, middle of the ring. He's going for the title. Can he hold him down? And another 2 count. Sting able to kick out. Magnum bringing his all here tonight. He has brought his A-game. It's been a while since he's held a title, but Sting right back up in the face of the challenger. And Sting now, there's the Scorpion Death Drop. He rocked him. Sting is going for the Scorpion Deathlock. Fan standing. Can he turn him over? But Magnum's close to the ropes. He's got to grab the ropes. He's got it locked in. But Magnum grabbed the bottom rope and forced a break as we approach 15 minutes left in the time limit. Sting now rolls him over. He's going to go for the cover here. This might be all for Magnum. A 1 count. Magnum able to kick out. He got the shoulder up. After that count of 1, Sting is fired up. He's feeling it now. The energy from this great crowd runs him over the clothesline. In a second, Sting now with a third. Head of steam. Sting has him in the corner. Stalking in, and the Stinger Splash out of nowhere. He usually uses that after a long run, but they're just out of nowhere, just splashed him. And now looking for the Scorpion, perhaps? No. He's going to work on the legs. Usually Sting follows up the Stinger Splash with the Scorpion Deathlock. But now Sting just taunting Magnum TA. Sting wasting a lot of time here. Needs to go for that cover. And now Magnum moving finally. Sting looking to lock on the Scorpion right here. He's going for it. He's going for it. Middle of the ring this time. Magnum's a long way from the ropes. Can he get him over? Yes, he's got him turned. He's got him turned. It's cinched in. And Magnum has to give up. A great effort by Magnum TA, but Sting, looking unstoppable in World Championship Wrestling, retains the U.S. title. Great matchup here. Magnum came so close to capturing the gold. In fact, he had it won at one point, but Missy Hyatt had the referee's attention. And Sting's going to retain here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Magnum TA falls down the ladder. 2 Scorpion Death Drops from the Stinger. 2 Scorpion Deathlocks. 1 Magnum was able to get out of because he grabbed the ropes. He didn't really escape it.
Here's your winner, and still United States Champion. This is Sting.
World Tag Team titles are on the line next. Don't go anywhere. The World Tag Team titles are on the line as the champions, the Road Warriors, take on the Midnight Express. Fans on their feet as Loverboy Dennis and Beautiful Bobby make their way to the ring along with their manager, Jim Cornette. What an opportunity for the Midnights. Hoping to capture the most coveted prize in tag team wrestling. Both teams will have managers in their corners. Precious Paul Ellering, of course, the manager of Hawk and Animal. We have seen 1 title change hands already tonight. New U.S. Tag Team Champions Tommy Rich and Mike Rotunda. Can the Midnight Express join that list? Beautiful Bobby ready. Motioning the hand in a come on gesture. He wants the Road Warriors in the ring. Hawk and Animal have looked unbeatable over the past few months. Fans, we're about ready to begin here. Let's go down to our ring announcer.
Eaton, Loverboy Dennis, on the way to the ring. At a combined weight of 488 pounds, Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Loverboy Dennis, the Midnight Express. Beautiful Bobby Eaton, Loverboy Dennis, and their opponents. At a combined weight of 609 pounds, they are the Hulk and the Animal, the Road Warriors.
What a tag team matchup this one should be. The World Tag Team titles on the line. Our referee, Bill Scott. "30-minute time limit in this World Championship match. Hawk starts things out against Beautiful Bobby Eaton. And a big slam there by Hawk. Beautiful Bobby rolls out to the floor, trying to slow down the tempo. Hawk being restrained by the referee. Beautiful Bobby comes in and delivers a cheap shot, a clothesline that sends Hawk up and over the top rope and crashing to the floor. Paul Ellering checking on his man. Hawk seems okay. Right hand there by Beautiful Bobby. Headlock takedown. Good headlock takeover. Has the man grounded. Bobby whips him into the buckle. Tag made to Loverboy Dennis. Double team coming up. Beautiful elbow drop. And a great double team by the Midnight Express. Country now with the camel clutch locked in, middle of the ring. Referee checking in. And he will trip up Loverboy Dennis. So last year I read a book by Daniel Cohen. Cohen spelled C-O-H-E-N. It was called Wrestling Superstars. So I have the second one too, Wrestling Superstars 2. Lateral press here by Dennis. So basically it's a non-fiction book with a lot of illustrations, a picture of most of the wrestlers that he highlights, and he basically just talks about each of the stars. And this was published back in the 1980s. So you got Hulk Hogan, Magnum TA, Ric Flair, all the legends. So I need to read the second book, Wrestling Superstars 2, so that's on my list this year. So far this year I read Ghost Light by Claire McNally. That one was okay. It was published in 1980. Tag made to Hawk. Thunderous clothesline. He ran Beautiful Bobby over. I read a famous Tales of Terror book by Watermill Press. It contained 5 short stories, including The Body Snatchers by Robert Louis Stevenson, which was made into the 1944 movie, The Body Snatcher, starring Boris Karloff. Great film. In fact, I like the movie better than the story. The movie added depth to the characters and empathy. Also, it introduced the character of Georgina, the little girl who required a delicate spinal operation. She does not appear in the short story. So the movie is far better. I don't say that often, but in this case, it holds true. Good drop toe hold there by Beautiful Bobby. It contained 4 other stories as well, including The Judge's House by Bram Stoker and The Damn Thing by Ambrose Bierce. Spinning toe hold into a figure 4. Beautiful Bobby locks it in onto Animal. And Animal trying to turn it over, and that will do it. Reversing the pressure to the legs of Beautiful Bobby and forcing him to break the hold. Animal whips him into the buckle. Tag made to Hawk. I also read another ghost story book. Wow, I've forgotten the title though. I think it was something like the world's most famous scary stories. I'll get back to you on that. It was good, though. It was written by an Ohio author. And right now, well, as you know, I read 11/22/63 by Stephen King. That took up over 2 months. It's a nearly 1,200-page book. And Dennis turns him over, a single-leg Boston Crab. And right now I'm starting a book by Megan Hart called Precious and Fragile Things. Trying to diversify my reading list. Plus, she's a local author, at least for me. Originally from Pennsylvania, she now lives in Southwest Ohio. I've met her. Front face lock by Dennis. Turns it into an armbar. So I'm reading her book. It's very good. So far I'm in about a chapter in. Big forearm shot by Dennis and a lateral press. Middle of the ring. 1. And Animal makes the save. We got all 4 men in the ring. And a great Russian leg sweep by beautiful Bobby. And Midnight Express in control. Leaping leg drop by Dennis. Measures him. Drives the fist between the eyes. I have a lot of Stephen King books still on my to-read list. Needful Things is on there. I've seen the movie. Hopefully it's as good or better than the movie. Christine is on my list and still need to read that one. Good clothesline by Hawk. Took down Dennis. And a running shoulder tackle. He floored Dennis Condrey. Cover. Hooks the leg. 1. And Bobby makes the save. Animal is out on the floor. Unable to help his partner. Good wicked clothesline by beautiful Bobby. The referee needs to restore some order. He's warning Bobby to get out of the ring. Dennis now. Back to work. Working on the leg. Throws him into the corner. Double team coming up by the Express. They want those tag team titles. Knee right to the face. Picks him up. Jawbreaker. Great execution. And a cover. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. And a near fall. Almost had new tag team champions crowned right there. Animal grabs Dennis. Clubbing blow. But Bobby from behind throws Animal up and over. Animal grabs the top rope. But is forced off the apron with a right hand. By a right hand, I should say. Dennis is down here. He might have sustained an injury. He is favoring the leg, and he said something about his leg. May have suffered a severe injury here. He can't get to his feet. We're going to need some medical help here for Dennis Condrey. The referee might have to stop this match. That is unfortunate for the Midnight Express. Or Bobby's going to have to fight it out alone. Dennis unable to stand. Might have broken the leg or suffered a knee injury. Jim Cornette's ordering Bobby to continue the match. And now Bobby going to the top rope. Jim Cornette's going to help out. Going to get his team disqualified. That's what he's going to do. Jim Cornette in the face of Hawk. Hawk reeling. Bobby's got him. I'm not sure if Bobby's even aware of what's going on with his partner. Threw him hard into that shoulder. Or rather, he threw him shoulder first into the ring post, what I'm trying to say. And a snap suplex on the hard floor. Worried about Dennis Condrey. He has not moved. Referee exercising the 10 count. Bobby just working over Hawk on the floor. And now referee checking in with Dennis. And now Bobby now aware. Takes out Animal. Jim Cornette picks up Hawk and he's back in the ring. I think Bobby's aware that Dennis has suffered an injury. Hawk's out on his feet. Isn't going to get counted out. This one's going to end by count out. Not the way Midnight Express wanted this one to end.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. and is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
So the Midnight Express pick up a count-out victory, but we are concerned about Dennis Condrey. Medical team looking at him right now. Hope to have an update on him before we go off the air. The Road Warriors retain the tag team titles because a championship cannot change hands via count-out or disqualification. And Tully Blanchard first to appear, and now the other horsemen to join him. Ric Flair challenging for the World Heavyweight title here tonight. Call your friends, tell them this is a main event match in any arena. World title on the line. So as I was trying to figure out the book title, it's The Scariest Stories You've Ever Heard. It's by Mark Mills, Mills, and it was published in 1988 by Willow Wisp Press. It contains all the old cliched scary stories you heard when you were a kid, like the one about the guy with the hook. It's left on the door handle of the car. Remember, the kids are making out. Actually, in this one, it's a PG version, but we know what they were doing. They were making out. When they got home, he found the hook on the handle. I'll try not to ruin it in case you haven't heard these, but I'm sure you have. Still, this is a good book, and it's well written. It's a kid's book. It was probably intended for middle, elementary age, I would say, but still written very well. The horror in the back seats in there, that's about, the story about the lady driving home and someone is following her, flashing his headlights. I won't give away anything else, but you've heard it. Babysitters in there. The calls coming from upstairs. What an ovation for Lex Luger and his manager, Missy Hyatt. The Headless Brakeman. So, great book if you have a chance to pick it up. My mom found it for me at a thrift store, and she gave it to me, so I was happy to get it. It's a slim book, only 92 pages. That's enough about literature. Let's settle down and watch this great matchup. World Championship on the line. Let's send it down to our ring announcer.
Introducing the challenger from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Introducing the champion from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 275 pounds. He is the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger.
We have gone past TV time, but we'll stay with you. It's past 7:05 on the East Coast. If you're watching this live. So tonight's movie on Svengoolie is An American Werewolf in London. I think I talked about that earlier. That'll air in less than an hour. Check out MeTV if you want to see that movie. I'm not a big fan of it, so I probably won't be tuning in. 30-minute time limit in this one. And Ric Flair with a vicious chop if we're still going on. Well, we won't be because it's a 30-minute time limit. Belly-to-belly suplex. I was going to say stick with us as opposed to changing to that station. But this match will be over with before that begins. Luger now. Introducing Flair to the top turnbuckle 10 times. And down goes the Nature Boy. Turns him over. Flair might be done already. Middle of the ring. He's got the Horseman in his corner, but a near fall, 2.5. Flair nearly knocked out by the repeated ramming of the head into the top turnbuckle. Shoulder claw locked in by the Total Package. He has Missy Hyatt in his corner. Flair sweeps the leg. Shoves him down. Cover. And an easy kick out by Luger, the champion. Flair is a former two-time heavyweight champion. He would love to make it a third here this evening in Virginia Beach. Slams the wrist against the mat. And Arn Anderson yelling at the champion, distracting him. Luger cannot let the Horseman get in his head. Here comes Flair from behind. Small package. He's got the man rolled out. 1, 2, and a 2 count. Nearly took it by surprise. Nearly took him by surprise. Now choking away on the heavyweight champion. And Flair just collapses to the floor, to the mat rather. The Flair flop. Still feeling groggy, I suppose, from those turnbuckle shots. Flair might have to be checked for a concussion. Wicked chop in a second. Elbow to the top of the head. Another wicked chop. Luger reeling now. Flair has him up. Belly to back suplex. And now Flair calling out to the crowd. He's got Luger where he wants him. Flair in command. What's Anderson doing here? He reached under the ring, picked up a chair and slid it under the bottom rope and into the ring. Referee saw that. He's going to get Flair disqualified. And Bill Scott will let this one continue. I'm surprised he hasn't removed that ring. Surprised he hasn't removed that chair out of the ring. And Flair going to work on the legs. Sawing the leg back and forth. So I had some requests to check out Fire Pro Wrestling on PlayStation 2. Didn't really care for it. It has that same grapple feature. Nothing personal against it if you like the game, but I think this looks more realistic. The Fire Pro Wrestling, the characters look kind of cartoonish. Has an arcade feel. Now, and Flair again down. He might very well be on the brink of suffering a concussion. And now going to back to work on the legs. He's got to be feeling lightheaded. Flair's got to focus on this matchup. And Flair going to the eyes. Now, I have not checked out Fire Pro Wrestling on PlayStation 4. Maybe that's the game that they were recommending. If so, I'll definitely look at that one. Wicked chop there by Flair. And another. Luger shakes it off in a belly-to-belly suplex. Good strong kick there by Luger. Lateral press. 1. And Flair rolls outside to the floor. And he's up in Missy Hyatt's face. She's backing up. Luger does not like that one bit. And he takes down Flair with a clothesline to the back of the head. Kick there by Luger. Might have been low. Tully Blanchard coming over. Barry Windham also. Punch to the breadbasket. And throws Luger face first into the ring post. We do not want another count out. They're back in the ring. Less than 25 minutes remain in the time limit. Flair might be going for the figure 4. Middle of the ring. He's going to lock it in. He wants the title. He's got it locked in on Luger. Referee asking Luger if he wants to give up. Luger's a long way from the ropes. Luger in trouble. Luger fighting it. Luger trying to block out the pain. He's going to punch his way free. Very few men get out of that figure 4. Luger can add his name to a short list. Good clothesline by the total package. But Luger hobbling a bit. Flair's been working over the legs, but now Luger's giving him some payback, going after Flair's legs. Flair went for a cheap shot. Might have been headed for the crotch. Thankfully, for Luger's sake, he missed. Good punches there by Luger. And the champion has him up. Flair caught him coming in and drives him to the mat. Flair has to look out for that human torture rack. Luger's signature hold. Good elbow to the lower back. Submission hold here by Flair. Luger slips free. Wicked chop there by Flair, and another. Knife edge chop, and another. In fact, when I go back and look at like the WCW games that were made for Nintendo 64, they're cool and everything, but they still aren't as realistic as this game. I know not everybody shares that opinion. We don't have to. Cover here by Flair, almost crowned a new champion. Flair now. Hooks both arms. Butterfly suplex. And Flair again. Down to the mat. He's going to have to be checked by our medical team. Right now they are busy with Dennis Condrey. Still hoping for a report before we go off the air. Breaking the eyes across the top rope. Now Flair with a clubbing blow. To the back. Flair's looking for the figure four again. No, he's not. He's going to try to turn him over here. It's a Boston Crab. Flair locks it in. Okay. Yeah, good news, fans. Just heard from our medical team, from Jim Cornette, actually, who had spoke with our medical team. And Dennis Condrey is going to be fine. He will be sent for x-rays, but there's no fear that the leg is broken. It looks like it's just a sprain, is what they're saying. The initial report's saying it's a sprain, but he will be sent in for x-rays just to make sure, so we'll know for sure next week. Good high elevation by Luger on the backdrop. Had the man up in the lights, but it sounds good for Dennis Condrey. Our medical team, they're experts. They're rarely wrong. Good clothesline by Luger. They think it's just a sprain, but just for precaution. And Flair again, having words with Missy Hyatt. Barry Windham also coming over. And both men battling on the floor. Scoops him up and slams him down. Stomps the face. Tully yelling at a fan. Things just really breaking down here. Don't forget to tune in next Saturday, 6:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Also look for our World Wrestling Federation shows. Should be one of those coming up here. Perhaps this weekend. Maybe it's already aired. Watch out for that. Seems like that one's actually getting more interest for some reason. Wicked chop there by Flair. And Flair goes to the eyes. At least in view count. Good Russian leg sweep by Flair and lights. More people liking that one. And Flair is going for the figure four for a second time as we approach 20 minutes remaining in the time limit. Luger's close to the ropes. He needs to get to the ropes. Can he get out a second time? He escaped earlier. Flair's got it locked in. Luger trying to block out the pain again. And a second time, Luger's going to get out. He's going to feel real fortunate. Belly-to-belly suplex by the champion. World heavyweight title on the line. Good block there. He dodged it. Luger just swung with a right hand, but Flair able to dodge it. Tully is pumped up at ringside. Really into this matchup. The Horsemen need something to rejuvenate them. Things have not gone well for them as of late. They would love to regain that world title. Bring a championship back into the camp. They lost the World Tag Team titles to the Road Warriors, who are still the champions after tonight. Flair again taking it to Luger on the floor. Tully's getting involved now. Watch out, Tully. You're going to get your man disqualified. He threw Luger up and over the barricade, and now he's out among the crowd. And Flair's going out after him. Luger knocked him for a loop. He sent him sailing over the barricade. Referee up to 7. They got to get back in the ring. We don't want a count out. Get back in the ring. Flair cannot win the title by count out. He's got to be aware of that. He's in control right now. A count-out win's not going to get you the title. Luger's back in before the count of 10. Clubbing blow there by Flair. Atomic drop. Lateral press by the challenger. 1, 2. And Luger got the shoulder off the mat in the nick of time. Great main event here for you on WCW Saturday night. Stomps the face. It is Luger and Flair, a classic rivalry. Luger trying to shake off those chops. Side salto suplex by the challenger. So up until Wednesday, this past Wednesday, I wasn't aware that NASA was planning a lunar mission. I don't think the astronauts are going to land on the surface. It's just a flyby. I guess they're collecting data and they're preparing for a future manned visit to the moon. I guess it's been a while since anyone's been up there, at least from America. I think it dates back to the 70s. Wicked clothesline by Luger. Luger sizing him up, might be looking for the human torture rack. He is poised and ready. He was going for it, but a good escape by Flair. Had the man well scouted. Good move there. And now Flair going for a figure four for the third time. And this time, Luger is farther from the ropes. He's got it locked in. Referee's asking him. He sustained a lot of damage to the legs. And he gave up. He gave up. We have a new World Heavyweight Champion. What's Anderson doing? Anderson just threw Barry Windham into the side of the ring. I think Barry was trying to get in the ring, and he said, "Don't go in there. You'll get him disqualified." So some friendly fire there from Double A, but the fact remains Ric Flair has just captured the world title for the third time. And he did it with a third figure four leg lock. Fans stunned. Missy Hyatt near tears. She has lost her World Heavyweight Championship in her camp, leaving them with the U.S. title held by Sting. Yeah, someone's got to console Missy. She is beside herself, about to burst in tears.
Here is your winner and the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. New World Heavyweight Champion crown. See you next Saturday.